Damn, folks. It's hard to think of a movie with more riding on it than Deadpool and Wolverine. Not only are audiences counting on it to resuscitate a floundering franchise that hasn't had a major hit in years, but it's also tasked with proving that superhero flicks can still draw crowds to the box office. Plus, it's got the heavy burden of being the beacon of hope in an otherwise dreary summer movie lineup. So, does it deliver? Does it live up to the hype? Can Deadpool really find his place in the family-friendly MCU? Is Marvel saved? Before diving into these questions, I'm acutely aware that the film's just hit theaters, and a lot of you are planning to catch it over the weekend. I'll keep this review as spoiler-free as possible, touching on a few plot details you've likely gleaned from the trailers, while keeping the big surprises and cameos under wraps. With that in mind, let's jump right in. The story kicks off with Wade Wilson, aka Deadpool, hanging up his spandex and trying to live a normal life as a used car salesman. He's got his buddies around and things seem to be going all right. That is until a bunch of TVA agents show up, abduct him, and haul him before Paradox, who explains that since Wolverine's death in Logan, Wade's timeline is deteriorating and is set to be pruned by the TVA. Paradox offers Wade a deal, become Deadpool again, and join the Avengers in the Prime timeline. But the catch is, everyone he cares about will be destroyed when his original timeline gets pruned. Naturally, Wade doesn't take this news well. In typical Deadpool fashion, he kidnaps a Wolverine from another timeline to replace the one who died. Unfortunately, things go haywire, and both of them end up in the void, a colossal junkyard at the end of time and space. Their mission? Find a way out, return to the real world, and stop Paradox from obliterating Wade's universe. Along the way, they'll have to set aside their differences and team up against a rogues gallery of old foes and some unexpected allies. Reviewing Deadpool and Wolverine is tricky because your enjoyment will hinge on what you value in a film like this. From a narrative and writing standpoint, it's arguably the weakest of the Deadpool trilogy. The plot meanders, relying heavily on coincidences and conveniences, and the villain's motives are frustratingly nebulous. At 128 minutes, it feels bloated and sluggish, taking too long to kick into gear, dragging in the middle, and suffering from the same multiple-ending syndrome plaguing many modern movies. The primary antagonist doesn't feel particularly compelling or well-developed, with no personal connection to Deadpool or Wolverine. His motivations shift erratically, and his generic destroy-the-universe endgame has become a tired trope. On the bright side, if you came to see Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds having a blast on screen, you won't be disappointed. Jackman, who's been Wolverine since my high school days, still brings his A-game, delivering a few surprisingly touching moments amidst the chaos. He's the perfect foil to Deadpool's constant wisecracks and one-liners. If you were worried that the film would have to tone down Deadpool's crude humor, swearing, and violence to fit into Disney's sandbox, fear not. The opening credits set the tone, and Deadpool is just as foul-mouthed and irreverent as ever. I was genuinely impressed that they managed to secure a 15 rating. That said, the humor isn't as sharp or efficient as the first Deadpool. Some jokes fall flat, and the script occasionally drags out unfunny gags past their breaking point. But enough of them hit the mark to ensure you'll have fun. Shockingly, Marvel proves they can laugh at themselves. The film is peppered with references to the MCU's recent stumbles, the general absurdity of multiverses, and even a few jabs at their more troubled productions. It's rare to see a studio owning up to its missteps, and while they could have gone harder on the MCU's failings, it's refreshing to see some self-awareness. Ultimately, Deadpool and Wolverine isn't about saving Marvel or cementing Deadpool's place in the MCU. It's more of a love letter to the early 2000s wild, unpredictable superhero experiments. Cameos pay tribute to characters from that era who never quite made it, bringing a genuine smile to my face and a hint of redemption for some. While it's a bloated, chaotic mess at times, it's still leagues ahead of most recent Marvel offerings, delivering enough laughs and fan service to keep audiences entertained. No, it's not going to save the MCU, and it probably doesn't want to. But it gives two beloved characters the team-up movie they deserve. And in the end, isn't that what really matters? That's all I've got for today. Now, go away and enjoy the movie.